Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a watch made only for 2018. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master II 116719 BLRO. It's the white gold Pepsi Oyster Bracelet GMT, but with the blue dial. The 116719 BLRO was made with a blue dial for 1 year to distinguish it from the then newly arrived steel Jubilee Pepsi. The watch is 40 millimeters in diameter by a very reasonable 11.7 millimeters thick, 48 millimeters lug-to-lug, but 51.2 millimeters end-link to end-link with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is all gray gold. That's a white gold 18 karat that never needs to be rhodium plated. It is made thusly by Rolex in its own foundry on the outskirts of Geneva. So Rolex making the case, the bracelet, the clasp, and the alloy itself. It's substantial. It's heavy on the wrist. Rolex white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold watches feel as heavy and solid as platinum watches from other brands. It's an absolute thrill to wear a watch that feels as expensive as it is. Now, of course, the timepiece wears well on my wrist. I could recommend it on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. That would be pushing the limit, but you could wear it. Bigger wrists are welcome to play. Let's take a look at the hardware, bracelet, and clasp. Now, Rolex, of course, makes these components as well, and they're beautifully made. Polished center links. You can see it's the Oyster Bracelet. This sets it apart substantially from the steel Jubilee Bracelet, Batman, and Pepsi. This is a bit more of a robust sporting look. Those are a bit more dress appropriate. Polished outer faces, satin flanks, staggered polished centers, removable links fixed by screws. We have a double locking Oyster clasp. You can see there is the lift lock with the beak and the hook internally, and then the clamshell with a little kerf underneath the crown so you can dig in your finger. You can see that beak and hook system internally. There truly is a double latching and double locking system here. It's not just the clamshell, it's very secure. There is a easy link system, which is 5 millimeters in or 5 millimeters out. It's the equivalent of adding or removing one of these sizable links, and then you can see that there are 3 divots drilled inside the clasp. The new thing Rolex does is it also creates those little tracks next to the divots to allow you to lead the spring bar in more easily. So with a strap tool, you can actually change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp, another means of sizing. Rolling around to the case, it's the super case. We've known it well. GMT debuted it back in 2005. It was the first Rolex watch to feature that sheer-sided, squared-off lug profile. And it's sporty, it's substantial. It makes a 40 millimeter watch look 42. The sides are polished, the lug hoods are satin, and the end links are fully integrated. This is a trip-lock crown, which means the watch is probably more water-resistant, truth be told, than the 100-meter factory rating. Fun fact, when you see these 3 dots with the big one in the center, that means you're looking at a trip-lock crown in gold, white, rose, or yellow. The watch, of course, is a screw-down crown, bidirectional rotating bezel. It's a GMT, not a dive bezel. The insert is made of nearly scratch-proof ceramic, so you have the sapphire and the ceramic as your heat shield. You also have platinum deposits to create the silvery numerals as well as indices. So that's there to ensure that the interior of the bezel, which externally is made of white gold, will never tarnish. Now, the dial is blue, and that's really this watch's signature. Blue lacquer and rich. With white gold appliques, you can see the Rolex proprietary Chromolite blue lume at the end. The watch has a 12-hour hand and a 24-hour hand. The red with triangular index is the 24-hour hand. And if you set it to Greenwich Mean Time, you can use the bezel in conjunction with the local GMT offset of your destination to determine 3 temporary time zones. Otherwise, you're just going to be looking at a 2-time watch. True dual time, you can see it features a independently mobile local hour hand. And note, I could jump the date forward or backwards as I travel east or west. The watch gives me that flexibility. Note the watch is still ticking away as I do that, but if I pull the crown out all the way, now I activate hacking seconds. Case back, Rolex guys, you know what to expect. It's a solid disc of white gold Oyster case inside Rolex caliber 3186, 31 joules, automatic winding, bidirectional action, 48-hour power reserve, stop seconds, dual time in 12 and 24-hour format. It features an overcoil hairspring made by hand of a niobium zirconium blue oxidized alloy, meaning the watch, which is adjusted in 6 positions, is very accurate thanks to that Breguet overcoil hairspring. It will beat concentrically and keep even time in every position, helping it to earn a COSC chronometer certification. But because of that niobium zirconium alloy, Parachrom Blue, Rolex calls it, the blue oxidation finishing the name up. It is highly anti-magnetic, likely just as anti-magnetic as the original Rolex Milgauss of 1955. The watch, of course, has a free-sprung balance and a full balance bridge, so this 31 jewel movement is very, very shock resistant. Fundamentally, the architecture is the same as what you'll find in the Submariner or the Sea Dweller. And again, this timepiece beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 hertz. Throw it on the wrist one more time and look longingly. This is one of the most collectible Rolex watches of the modern era and one of my personal favorites. The 1-year only Pepsi GMT. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. I promised you Blue Loom. Here it is, Rolex Chromalite. Note both hour hands, the minute hand and the second hand, fully loomed.